Let's talk about my Jets. What the hell happened?
That was a huge disappointment.
I mean,
I actually watched a little bit of that game.
I mean, yeah.
The Jets are just fucking not there this year.
6 interceptions.
They're just not there.
Oh,
man.
well, to be fair.
They're 3-24, right?
Yeah.
How do you not take out Fitzpatrick towards the end of that game? And I know people don't like Geno Smith, obviously, because he got punched in the face and got his jaw broken. But, it's a swing of momentum. I mean, I see it in hockey all the time. Your goalie, he may be playing well, but if your defense sucks and a lot of goals are scored, you'll take the goalie out to try and change the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
They should have put in Geno Smith, no question about it. But I feel like there's this infatuation with Fitzpatrick and Todd Bowles.
They love him. They're all buddy. But the one question I want to raise to you guys: they spent a lot of money in the offseason to get a running back who is a stud.
He's a fucking stud.
Yeah.
Matt Forte is a stud. The dude can catch the ball in the backfield better than almost any other running back. The guy's been rushing for 100 yards for 8 to however many seasons. Why?
Are they not passing it?
Why are they not giving him the ball? It makes no sense. This guy's thrown.
Maybe they think that they're anticipating him getting the ball all the time.
No, I think they're a bit worried because what happened last season was with Chris Ivory, they ran him. They just kept running him. They put a lot of work on him, and towards the end of the season, he was just fatigued and got injured. He got banged up.
I understand
So I think they're afraid of doing that with Matt Forte.
But it's the third game of the season.
Yeah,
you should not be worrying about someone's endurance in the third game of the season. You're a professional athlete.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Like you said, they should have switched to Geno Smith, but as soon as after the third or fourth pick, Fitzpatrick should have been taken out. He should have been handed a fucking Surface Pro and said, "Here you go. Look over all your fucking mistakes because this should not be happening. You're a professional athlete."
And I think there were a couple in the red zone too.
Yeah.
It was just disappointing. It's typical Jets football. It's
and
disappointing.
Then run the ball. It's just run the ball.
You put Geno Smith in, you just keep running the ball. He doesn't even have to throw the damn thing.
Quick slant routes. You throw the ball within 10 yards, maybe 15 if you got a guy open. And then run the ball. You embarrassed yourself.
Yeah.
It makes
really
no
was.
sense to me.
The only way it could have been more embarrassing if it was at home.
That's true.
That's the only way.
Listen, Kansas City's a good team. They're a good team. They'll be in the running for a playoff spot come, December. I don't doubt it. The Jets right now are not a good team, I guess.
They're sucking it up all over the field.
Well, I mean, they did spend a lot of money, but they have to prove it now. They want to say that they're a good team because of all the money they spent, which doesn't always translate to talent and skill and wins. They have to go out and prove it now.
Yeah.
And obviously, they have a tough schedule in the beginning of the season. You had Cincinnati. You have Seattle coming up this Sunday. Luckily, it's at home because if they were in Seattle,
and
no
what's
doubt
his
they
name
would
is
have lost.
injured.
Which
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
He's hurt.
Confirmed?
Yeah, they need to take advantage of that. Whether he plays or not, he's hobbled. And they need to take advantage of that. They have probably the best defensive line in all of football.
Seattle?
The Jets. In a pass rush stance. Their linebackers and the defensive ends are incredible. They can get to the quarterback. You need to take advantage of a guy who usually scrambles out of the pocket to either run the ball or to break tackles and then throw the ball. The guy's not going to be able to move well. You need to take advantage of that. One good shot and that guy's out of the game. Who is Seattle's backup quarterback? Who cares? Who cares? The guy, he's a nobody. And he's not going to win them the game. Their offense isn't that good.
Yeah.
It's their defense that helps them win games. Yeah. And it's Russell Wilson's running ability that also helps them win games. Without Russell Wilson, they're a mediocre team. They're a team only based off of defense. So
they don't really have any threats,
Let's migrate over to another disappointing loss, and that's by the Giants and the Redskins.
We're just not.
But it was, to be fair, it was much closer than the Jets, though.
It was closer, but in a sense,
I watched the first half of the game, and the Giants were doing really good.
But you lost to a much worse team.
Yeah, much worse team. The Jets had Kansas City at home. The Giants were at home against Washington. Let me repeat that.
I understand
At
what you're
home
saying. Yes,
against
I
Washington,
get
they
it.
should have won that game easily.
They choked in the end.
And-
Listen.
They were doing good the first half.
I would like to just say one thing. I listen to sports talk radio all day. You know, I keep up with other. Anytime I'm in my car,
Which is
which
when
is
you go to
always
Utah?
like all the time. Whenever I'm in my car, all of New York, sports talk radio guys were very, very high on the Giants. Oh yeah, they beat the Cowboys, which was very close.
Very close.
Oh,
1 point.
yeah. Oh,
But I admitted that they didn't deserve that
no,
win.
look, I
I'm not
understand
being,
what I'm saying.
you know.
And then who they play week 2? Who was their week 2 opponent?
Week 2.
Um,
That was last one. That was 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember.
Oh my god. Wasn't the Steelers or the Patriots, right?
no, it wasn't.
Come
I
on.
don't know. Why are you asking me?
I don't know. You're a Giants fan.
I just, for the life of me, I can't remember.
Okay, week 2,
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Thank you.
Right.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Another game that came down to a 1 possession game.
Yeah,
Right?
New Orleans not that good of a team either. I mean,
They're not. And then you lose in a very close game to the
Well,
Red
the Giants are doing this thing where they kill it in the first season,
The first half.
the first half, and then they're choking in the second half, which is odd because
They
a couple
coast.
years ago, if you rewind it, it was the exact opposite. That it was choking the
Right.
first half, and the second half he'd be
Quarter
bombing
drives.
fucking Hail Marys down the field,
Yeah.
and
They were
win.
always playing catch
You
up.
know,
Now they're I
Now
don't know what the
it's
problem
almost like it's almost like they're fighting so hard in that first half to get ahead, and then they get so far ahead that
They lose steam.
they get lazy, they lose steam, and they pull it back, and then the other team just catches up, and it's like the slingshot effect. You ever if you drive behind a car and you go around it, you'll zoom up past it because you were in that wind tunnel. I feel like it's like that with the Giants. You know what I'm saying? The team just slingshots past them after they slow down. They lose all their endurance in the first half.
They just don't have an answer. That's the problem.
I think another key factor is Eli Manning throwing interceptions. I mean, that really killed them.
Yeah.
I feel as soon as he threw the first pick, I was like, that's
Yeah.
gonna hurt.
You know what, too?
It's gonna hurt.
I want to say something. And Odell Beckham Jr. is a fantastic player. The guy's got skill. He is such a prissy bitch.
When he punched the fucking punched the pole.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
That the head kicking net.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's
He's crying and stuff.
yeah, I don't know if it's just Josh Norman in his head, because Josh Norman did have a great tackle where he caught him in the air and threw him out of bounds. But it's like, dude, I just don't get you. You whine and complain about everything. There are people that constantly say, "Oh, Odell's a dirty player. Oh, he's a dirty player. He smacks at your helmet within after 5 yards, and he does this and he does that. But he's a superstar. He gets a lot of calls. I don't see it a lot. I don't really watch the Giants games religiously like that.
He needs to grow up. That's what
He
it
does.
is.
He really needs. And the thing is, I don't know how, a guy like Eli Manning, who's always so poised and composed and stuff like that. How do you not go over to him and be like, listen,
Shut the fuck up.
what are you doing?
You're making our team look bad.
And a guy and a coach like Ben McAdoo, Tom Coughlin. I don't know how he was. I mean, granted, he was only there. It was 2 seasons, but it's these are the guys where you got to walk up to them and be like, listen, you have talent, but with talent comes that that.
I feel like a Spider-Man.
A definition that you need to
Great
great responsibility.
responsibility.
You need to uphold yourself to a higher standard, and you're making yourself look like a fucking jerk off.
And he's making the team look like a jerk off too.
Yeah,
Reflex.
We don't
And
want
then-
to be the
Flex
laughing
on.
stock of the league.
And then his
He
whole
is.
his
But he
whole
is.
his whole interview afterwards was, I don't remember. Every time someone asked him a
Yeah, he
question,
was embarrassed.
I don't remember. Not even that, but it's dude, just chalk it up, answer the fucking questions, and then call it a day. Don't be a fucking dick like you were. You already made yourself look like a douche.
Yeah.
You don't need to expand on that now.
Yeah.
So he's an asshole.
That was-
Cowboys won.
Yeah.